Lions. Just how's fall camp been going for you? Just first year here in Oregon?
Yeah, it's been awesome. One, starting off with just the weather. I don't think I've ever spent a fall camp in beautiful weather like this. We've been lucky with that. Just our team, just the total buy-in and the culture and everything that Coach Lane's been bringing. We've had great energy, and we've definitely seen a lot of improvement in the last 6 practices.
You guys have a lot of experience in that safety room. Trajan Williams, a newcomer. Just what have you seen from him so far?
Oh yeah, Trey's doing a great job of learning and trying to gather the information that we're spitting out right now. We're a multiple defense, and so for a young guy, it can be overwhelming at times. But he's really owned up, and a lot of older guys have taken him under his wing. And these last couple of days, he's definitely had some bright spots. So that's been cool to see.
When you say multiple defense, you mean like you guys are learning multiple safety spots on the fly type of deal, or?
No, multiple defenses meaning like, hey, we're just not going to line up and play one call the whole game. We're multiple with with the different fronts that we run, multiple with the different coverages, that we'll run, and also different types of pressures and different ways to affect the quarterback and get after him. So just from that standpoint, we're probably a little bit more multiple than maybe some of the other defenses, in the pack or in other leagues.
What have you seen from Trequez Bridges and Brian Addison? We haven't got to see them really at fall camp, but spring camp they were seemingly the ones out there for safety. So
yeah.
What have you seen from those guys?
They've been doing a great job. I think their leadership is one thing that has really stood out. I think they really, stepped up into that role and have really taken some younger guys and maybe even some older guys, but maybe don't have the same type of experience that they have. And they've done a great job in that role. And so that's been exciting to see. And I think they're going to continue to grow, and I'm looking forward to watching them play this fall.
Specifically on Trequez, you mentioned working both with the safeties and the cornerbacks. What have you seen from him in balancing both groups and his positional versatility?
Yeah, well, he's got positional versatility without a doubt. And I think anytime that you have a guy like him, and there's multiple guys just in the back end in general, corner and safety, that have that type of versatility. They're a little bit bigger bodies, right? They run all, just like corners. They have coverage ability. And so you're really just trying to find, the right matchup and trying to play to your personnel. We're not trying to fit a round peg in a square, trying to fit a square peg into a round hole or anything like that. So really trying to play to our players. And, Quez has done a great job of learning multiple spots, and he's done a great job competing early on this fall.
As you guys progress in this camp and start getting into scrimmaging, just for you as a coach, what are the main things you talk to your guys about, what you want to see in a scrimmage situation?
Yeah, absolutely. Turn it loose. Play green. When we started camp, day one, I kind of showed them a stoplight, and we talked about how, most college football players aren't in this red category, right? Okay, where you're just stopping. But a lot of college football players are in that yellow category, where they might be a little bit timid, or they might be a little bit unsure, or they might not trust their eyes. And, we just want to be a group that when we show up on Saturdays, we turn it loose and we play fast. And, hey, if we make a mistake, we go to the next play and we play fast again. And we're always on the attack, and we're always giving it our very best.
How do you build your group to play green like that? How do you get from timid to going?
Yeah, I think a lot of it is a mindset, right? I think a lot of it is preparation, right? I think, a lot of it is blocking out externals, whether it's the outside and being worried about things that you can't control. And so a lot of that goes into it, in my opinion. And then a lot of it is, on us, as coaches, to make sure that we're training those habits and putting them in situations at practice to where they get in the game, they're comfortable. They've already been in that position before. And I think when you're in an environment like that, where you walk into the stadium and practice is way harder than this is, then you're able to turn it loose, a little bit more.
Man, I realize you talk about versatility, so guys can certainly play lots of spots, but how many questions do you feel like you have in your group? Because, all right, Verone's gone, sure, but you had guys who were, Steve was a starter, but then he got hurt. B.A. was kind of a situational guy, took over more. Bennett can do nickel and deep. Jamal can probably do deep. How much do you actually have to sort out, do you feel, over the next 10 to 15 days and a couple of scrimmages?
I think we're heading in the right direction, and I think the chips will fall into play. I think guys are working extremely hard, and they're really competing right now, but not necessarily with each other, but kind of with themselves. we talk about all the time, just being the best that we can be individually, as opposed to, hey, I'm trying to be better than this guy, or I'm trying to be better than the man lined up across from me. I think that's competitive maturity, and because we have a little bit of an older group, a lot of those guys really understand that.
What is it about Bennett that allows him to play such a variety of positions and play them all well?
Yeah, I think it starts obviously with his athletic ability. He's a guy that if you look at him, right, I mean, shoot, he looks like a strong safety, all right, but he runs, like a nickel. And I think he's got great instincts and great football intelligence. So a guy like him, could play multiple positions, and he's not. You don't feel like he's out of place, and he doesn't feel like he's out of place. The thing that I think's really separated his game as of late, though, is just his focus and his studying of the material, really learning the defense, and really taking ownership and being kind of a leader in that group.
When you bring a guy like Damon back to the program, Howard, obviously things left off on a pretty nice foot, otherwise he wouldn't be back, but where does he fit in terms of positionally for you? Because we didn't get to see as much in the spring. And I'm sure it was
Right.
hard.
Well, he's super talented, and obviously he's coming off of a shoulder injury that's 100% healed now, and had a great recovery. And he's been out there flying around, making plays. Just really excited about him, and glad that he's a Duck.
You mentioned Bennett and his leadership. He expressed taking on more of a leadership role as well. Have you seen tangible results of him being a leader in that defensive back?
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. Yeah, we've seen him multiple times. I mean, he's texting guys in our group text, asking them, hey, we got an hour, lunch break right here. Like, let's get up there. I'll go over film with y'all. I know coaches are maybe in the staff meeting. I'll go through plays with y'all and stuff like that. But it's not just that, right? It's on the field too. I think he's led really well by example, doing the right things. I think he's been very, very coachable and has taken coaching. And I think for young guys sometimes when they transition, to the college level, it's good that they got an older guy that's kind of showing them what that looks like. He's had a learner mindset. So I've seen a lot of growth from him so far in this first week or so of camp.
How does someone like that help you do your job?
I think it's extremely helpful, without a doubt. So I mean that's what makes me, so excited about having him in that room.
Does it make it easier to lean on him to translate things down?
Yeah, and I think we want to be a player-led team for sure. But obviously everybody's got to be aligned, and the message has to be the same. And I think that's what the first 8 months of us being here and kind of building the culture that Coach Lanning has. We all are all aligned, and Bennett's done a great job of kind of being that leader from a player standpoint.
When connection is such a pillar for you guys, man.
Absolutely.
BA's been through a lot in life. When you're a new position coach coming in and you're hearing stories of guys you inherited, what's that conversation like when you're first hearing, the details of his personal story?
I think we all have stories, right? And his is one where he's experienced some hardships throughout the course of his career. Unfortunately, I've experienced some of those, and so we've been able to relate on some level with some of that, and we've bonded over some things like that. And so just the connection piece in general. Between me and him, and he knows how important each one of his teammates are, and I think he shows it, right? And so players really, really look up to him just because of how well I believe he connects with others, and I think it's really cool how he's kind of turned what might break some people. It's kind of made him a really strong individual.